What's up? Jermaine Andre here, and I'm going to show you how to develop a quick jab. The first thing you have to understand is the jab is the most important strike in the fight game. And that's because it's the quickest, it's a long range strike, and you can still stay in a safe position to protect yourself while you're making your attack, if you're throwing it correctly. One of the main things is there's thousands of ways to throw a jab. I used to actually change the way that I would throw my jab depending on my opponent. Now, a lot of you, if you know me from the fight game, I'm a pioneer of mixed martial arts and of actually Muay Thai when it started getting popular in the United States. So we didn't get to watch film on people, when we had to fight them. And most of the times, our opponents changed because there were so many laws that would ban us when we'd come to a state to fight, and then the fight would get banned. It would get shut down. So I would change my jab. I had different ways of throwing it. I got power jabs, I got speed jabs, I got tricky jabs, all kinds of different ways. And I didn't get to watch tape on my opponent and say, this is the jab we're going to develop for this opponent. So I had to develop all these jabs on my own, myself and my trainers. And so I had these jabs, and I had to figure it out in the fight. Before he started kicking the crap out of me, I had to figure out which jab I'm going to use on this guy. I had to go through all of them to find which one works, and then that's the one I would continue to use in the rest of the fight. So anyway, the first thing is, you always got to have a good stance. If you're going to be throwing it, anytime you're throwing any kind of punch or any kind of kick, the stance that you choose to use depends on your art, depends on your size, depends on your balance. But of course, you always want to fight strong side back. So if I want to have a quick jab, the first thing you got to do is change your frame of thinking. Most people, when they punch, most time they want to push, or they're thinking about ending the fight with one punch. All right, never think about that. If you watch my knockouts, when I got knockouts on people, there was never once I threw a punch and expected to knock the guy out. There was never once I threw a kick and expected to knock the guy out. I just punched, did my technique, and if he caught him and he failed, you can always see me, and another punch was coming right behind that punch, because I'm just going to keep punching. That was my job to go in there and do. So to have a quick jab, first of all, I'm here and I'm set, okay? And I'm thinking, when I throw that jab, you always want to make sure you throw that jab, that you got your elbow at your rib cage there. You shouldn't be, having what I call butterfly arms, a birdie arms right here. All right, so I'm right here, and I'm gonna throw a couple in the air for you so you can kind of see. But those are my quick jabs, okay? From this angle right here, so you can see. All right, so the first thing I'm thinking to myself is, I'm not throwing this jab to knock the guy out, okay? I may not even be throwing the jab to hit the guy. I may be throwing it out there to stop his attack. I may be throwing it out there to follow up with something else. I may be throwing it out there just to give him something to think of. So I'm not counting on this jab to knock him out. So I'm not committing my whole body to my jab. I'm not throwing my jab like that and committing my whole body to it. So keep that in mind when you're throwing the jab, trying to be quick. It's not a knockout punch. That does not mean it can't knock somebody out. You hit the right button at the right time, you can knock somebody out with that, okay? So right there, and I'm thinking, if you want something to help you, pretend like think of the scariest bug that you can, and it's on your hand. It's on your fist. You want to get it, get that off of me. Think how quick you'd be if a big black widow, you look down and it was on your fist. You'd have the best jabs in the world. You'd out-jab Muhammad Ali. Get that off of me. So that's what you got to do. We got to take our mind to different places sometimes to make our body do the things we want it to do. And our body, believe it or not, is strongest when we're afraid. When we're afraid, we get all kinds of superhuman powers that you're not really taught to think about. But if you study my mental toughness stuff, you'll learn all about that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna throw this jab, my quick jab, speed jab, fast jab, whatever you want to call it, on the heavy bag over here a few times so you can kind of get a look on that. Okay, so as you can see, the bag wasn't moving much because I wasn't trying to hit hard. I wasn't trying to push through the bag. My objective was to get my hand from here, boom, to my target as fast as possible. And once it touched the target, boom, to get it back home. That's my only concern, okay? But Jermaine Andre, and that's how to develop yourself and throw a quicker jab.